Hi, my name is Rick Downs. I am a resident of Youngstown for the last 8 years. I grew up in New Hampshire and spent my education and career in Florida, where I met my wife. I have 4 children, grown, 2 of them in college, and a couple of grandchildren. And I moved to Ohio in the Youngstown area to be with my aging parents 8 years ago. My dad is deceased, and I'm helping to support and care for my mom right now, who has early Alzheimer's. I have returned to YSU or school after almost 4 decades to get my master's degree in mental health counseling. I have a degree in education and physical education from University of South Florida, but ended up going into personal training and then ultimately a career in the medical field, medical sales, to try to make it and belong and become successful. And I did attain some success, but I experienced a lot of disillusionment in the corporate world, including bad breaks, layoffs, separations, mergers, lack of success, failures, along with some successes, all of which I wasn't prepared for. And as I grew, I continued to have a sense of insecurity and a sense of like I was a child in some respects. And I grew up as a teenager experiencing bouts of chronic depression, not knowing what it was and not understanding it and not even thinking about it because I thought it was normal. And in 2014, after yet another merger and losing my job, I began to experience again full-fledged depression and have dealt with it for the last 10 years, off and on. There's 2 types of depression that I've read about and studied, and there's a reason I'm saying all this. One is what's called endogenous, which is your genetic makeup. It's a biochemical thing. It's in terms of your brain. And then there's another called reactive or situational, which is basically a result of events or situations that you experience or go through that causes depression. And I don't think I have any genetic predisposition, but I do think I've had situations that I've just felt unprepared to handle and that have just shockingly gone well despite my best efforts. So I have wanted to return to YSU to get my degree in mental health counseling because I have been through so much, have read and learned so much about my condition, so to speak, and about the insecurities and the false beliefs that we have about ourselves, about how to handle failure, about how social media paints a picture that's not necessarily true. And I just think people are becoming more and more a mess, quite frankly. And I want to return to society and a vocation that offers some hope in some small way, as corny and cliched as that might sound, to be able to bring some hope and even some restoration to situations that people have in their lives of hopelessness, whether it is, this reactive or situational type depression, or whether it is, this endogenous or chemical imbalance type depression, or a combination of both. I really have learned so much, having lived through what I've lived through, so many experiences, that I just believe if I can get the right training, the right scholarly view of things, I can make just a tremendous difference versus, and no respect, but the average, 24-year-old getting out of college with their master's degree. So I just can't wait to bring to those that need hope some form of hope, because I've been through it and I survived it. So it's important. This has given me a new lease on life. So this scholarship would be important to me because I've walked away from a comfortable career, although comfortable in quotes. It's been brutal the last 10 years, and I have no income anymore. And on top of that, there would be an outgoing or an expenditure in terms of getting my degree. And I want the community of Youngstown, Ohio, to know that there's resources out there, and I have a heart, quite frankly, that breaks for people. I really want to offer solutions. I don't want folks to go through what I've went through. I want to let them know that there's resources, including myself. I want to give them information about, self-discipline, self-esteem, social media. I want to tell them there's practical things we can do, such as water, nutrition, exercise, sunshine, social connections, prayer, meditation. I want to, even in some small way, give them hope through, I want to be careful and respectful how I say this, but through biblical principles, through God, who I believe created us, and for all of what he's done for us. And I just want to be able to offer hope. So this would mean the world to us, to my family financially, to be able to, get this scholarship, this, small stipend, if you will. And I thank you for consideration of it. And I just am so, so, so grateful to be back in school and to be back having a purpose, knowing that this is really where my calling is. And even though I might only have 10 or 15 years left in my career, you can see my gray hair and receding hairline. I am going to make the best of it, and I can't wait to do it. So thank you for your consideration.